And if you have just joined us, I'm Michelle Constant. Great to be with you. Now, there's a project called Activate, which is a network of more than 2,000 young leaders driving change for the public good across South Africa. And the members of the network are called activators, or they call themselves activators, and they're connected by their skill and sense of self and spark. And their aim is to address difficult challenges. To tell us a bit more about the network, Chris Meintjes is the chief executive, and he's on the line. Chris, thank you very much for joining us.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure to be on the phone with you. Yeah.
Chris, tell
and
us
I'm very sorry. There's a train going by behind me.
That's absolutely fine. As long as the train is working, all is good. Chris,
Yeah.
give us the details of Activate and how it operates.
Well, back in sort of 2011, we realized that there were so many amazing young people scattered all over South Africa. And if we could just bring them together, it might be a catalyst for them to put a lot more momentum behind some of the projects and some of their ideas. So really the program was born out of that. Since 2012, we've recruited the most amazing young people from around the country. And they come from deep rural areas, peri-urban areas, cities. They're engaged in so many different kinds of projects, addressing so many different types of challenges that South Africans are facing. But what makes them really unique is they're really starting to paint a positive narrative for the future. So, you know, as you may know, that 66% of our population is below the age of 35. So really in the hands of the youth lie the future. I'm very proud to have been part and associated with this network and the work that they're doing.
So, Chris, how do you get people involved in the network? How do you bring them on board, so to speak?
Well, finding them is always the first challenge, but actually, given that we've grown so much, we have teams in all the various provinces, and we manage to find the most amazing young people. Really, finding them is about finding young people who are doing things on the ground, and then we bring them into a program. The program is a year-long. It's called the Activate Change Trends Program. It's a year-long program where they get to spend time together. They get time to grow their capacity and grow their skills as young leaders. But I think most importantly, it's also to grow their connections with other young people, with institutions, with government, with business, with civil society practitioners. And that's really how the program works. But the uniqueness of the network is after the program's over, they become part of the network. It's a lifelong membership in the network. So as these young people become more influential in their roles as leaders, as they get a little bit older, they as a network grow their influence over the world around them. I mean, at the moment, we've got young people sitting on the Youth Policy Committee at government level. We've got young activators who've been elected as councillors in the latest local elections. We've got young activators running their own institutions. It's just really an amazing story, a very inspiring story that I suppose South Africa should hear.
So, Chris, are there any rules or that you expect your activators to abide by, any conditions?
Not really. You know, our role is not to dictate to the activators as the team that supports them. Really, it's to bolster their work and really give them some wind beneath their wings. But given the myriad of different spaces they occupy, the myriad of different challenges that they are focusing their attentions on, it's really about giving them the power to drive them further and also to break through some of the glass ceilings. I mean, for a deep rural activator, resource access is very difficult. Education backgrounds are very difficult. So creating supportive environments, and I think that's the work that lies ahead. We've got so much work to do to provide better resourcing environments for young people. And I think the book that we produced is really a celebration of what young people are capable of achieving. But I'm also hoping that a lot of South Africans read the book and see what this Activate program is all about.
Before we get on to the book, if people want to join, for example, how do they do it?
They can go onto our website, which is the activeleadership.co.za, and there's an application process on there. We're encouraging young people from all walks of life. We have find deep rural activators who've had very little access to resources, who come on the program and really benefit from the experience, all the way through to young people who are running initiatives or at university, even young people who are in some of the top corporates in South Africa. And if we can bring them all together, cross racial boundaries, cross cultural boundaries, a lot of magic happens.
Chris, you talked about the book which has been launched. We know that 50 young initiatives are being highlighted in that book. Tell us a little bit more about it.
About the book, finding how easy it was for us to collate a book about the work that activators are doing. So we embarked on a journey to go and visit them. Sorry, in the back there's a hockey competition, so now they're making lots of noises. I hope it's not leaking through onto the radio. But right. The book really is a inspirational read. There's not a whole lot of good news around, and young people are facing most probably the biggest challenges of all. But the book is really a showcase of how these 50 activators have started to address some of the challenges they're faced with. But the book is kind of a unique publication in that the first half of the book is the story of what they're doing today. The second half of the book is, if you look into the future, if you look at 2030 as a target year, and we looked at that as a future reference point, where would these activators be in 2030 and what would they have influenced? And if they carry on working on these projects, the influence that they have and the effect that they have on the country is significant. And that's just 50 out of the 2,000. And every activator has a story. So I really hope this gives... Yes, sorry.
Just mention inspire us with a story, because I think that you mentioned it quite clearly. The news now in South Africa is possibly about as grim as it could get. So inspire us with a positive story that makes us go, yeah, this is my country and this is why I'm proud.
Well, can I look at it at two levels? One is sort of some of the topic areas. So there's a section called Game Changers, which is really about activators that are creating opportunities for other young people. Some of the stories may include maths and science study groups. Some of the stories include deep rural communities that have come together to try and get high schools to have 100% pass rates. These are the kinds of activities activators are engaged in. There's a whole section on making it work, which is really about holding local governments accountable. So it's groups of activators that are attempting to paint a positive picture for the future and get local governments aligned to that positive picture. Lots of working together, so better together, impact through collaboration. A lot of focus on the right to read, so some wonderful projects on getting South Africans reading. Also the celebration of being African, in a global context, there's a lot to celebrate about being South Africa.
Yeah.
It's a very special country, very special people. So these are the kinds of inspiring stories that come out in the book.
So if people want to get the book, look at the book, find out more about the book, find out more about Activate, how do they do it?
So they can get a copy of the book from our website, and also if they want to order one, a copy in paper, they can order one from the website, but we are loading it on Amazon. So I think in the next couple of weeks, if you keep your eye on Amazon, you'll be able to order it directly from there. We're also hoping to distribute it through normal bookshops in the near future. So I hope South Africans out there keep an eye out for the book.
Fantastic. Chris, I'm certainly motivated, and it's really good to hear it. That's Chris Meintjes, the Chief Executive Officer of a network called Activate. And if you want to go onto the website, then that's activateleadership.co.za. Activateleadership.co.za. Maybe you are someone who's listening to the radio right now and you think, you know what, I could get involved in that. I'm a youth. I want to be part of this process. I want to make things better. Maybe you aren't under the age of youthdom, whatever that may be, and you have a child who is, and you're thinking, you know what, I'd like my child to get involved. I will support my child in doing that. As Chris says, there are loads of objectives and loads of opportunities. And those big objectives, building a network of young, diverse change drivers across South Africa, placing problems in context and using innovative ideas to solve challenges, and the list goes on. So why not participate, be part of it, and get that black cloud off your head right now.
He's the love, he's the love, he's the love, he's the love, he's the love. He's the love, he's the love, he's the love, he's the love, he's the love. And you've been knocking on all these doors, you don't even know what for. He's the love, your hungry soul is waiting on, is waiting on. see. Bulk chain spreading, all these forces pulling. Everybody knows how gravity feels. But then we ask the good Lord for one more miracle to prove He's real. But then we ask the good Lord for one more miracle to prove He's real. You say it's such a talent, never seen nothing like it. Don't you ever